Okay, yes. Okay, the stream has started, but let me check. Okay, yes, fine, of course. Ultimately, it has started. Hello, everyone. How are you guys? So, we have Sampurna and Tirath. Hello, everyone. Is my voice clear? Is my voice clear, everyone? Hello. Okay, किसी को आवाज आ रही है? Anybody who's able to listen to me? Anybody? I'm not getting any comments. That's why I'm asking. क्या किसी को मेरी आवाज सुनाई दे रही है, everyone? Okay, fine. Abhi comments. I'm really sorry. So yes, hey Shweta, hi Sampurna, hi Tirath, and hello Bhavna. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Okay, अभी मुझे आवाज आई, मतलब अभी मुझे comments दिखे. Hi Raj. Yes. Okay. So today in the previous session, if you guys remember, what did we learn? In the previous session, what did we learn? Anybody who remembers, what did we learn in the previous session? Hello Sandro, how are you? Yes, air pollution and various elements of air pollution, right? So today we are going to discuss about various other pollutions, right? So other forms of pollution which can take place in the environment and ultimately will have an effect on humans, plants, animals as well, right? So in the previous session we did particular pollutants related to particulate pollutant, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, nitrogen, etc. So all these things we have learned in the previous session, right? Now, yes, Bhavna, absolutely air pollution. Now, let's start with today's topic. Today we are going to understand with this particular thing. You guys can follow me on Unacademy. So all those who are not on Unacademy, I can show it to you, right? Right? Yes. So this is my profile. You can follow me on Unacademy and you can watch various courses, right? And there are certain free courses which you can see. There are certain paid courses which you can see, and you can always follow me. अगर आप follow button दबाएंगे ना तो आपको अपडेट्स मिल जाएंगे, जो भी स्पेशल क्लास होगा उसका नोटिफिकेशन आपको मिलेगा, राइट? एंड यू कैन यूज माय रेफरल कोड दैट इज Aditi Life to get 10% instant discount, right? Okay. Now, let us start with today's topic. The first topic for today is various forms of pollution. Okay. तो मुझे पता है आपको ये प्रॉपरली नहीं दिखेगा, मैं इसको जूम आउट कर दूंगी, बट ये एक पर्टिकुलर सिंगल चार्ट में विल बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड various forms of pollution, and in the second chart we'll be able to understand the impact of pollution on human health and on other people, right? So Comfortable everyone? Should we start? Yes. Okay, now let's start with this. Air pollution, हमने air pollution किया है. Yes, of course I will zoom it. I'll zoom it. You can actually properly see it, right? So if you see in the top left corner of your screen, you will see air pollution, right? And air pollution, the air contains, the dry air contains 78.9% of nitrogen, 20.9% or 21% of oxygen, and 0.97% of CO2, helium, argon, xenon, and other gases. Sometimes, good evening, Preeti. Yes, sometimes this is even asked in your examination, right? तो प्लीज ये कॉम्पोजिशन याद रखना. अच्छा हो तो आप स्क्रीनशॉट ले लो या इसको बार बार नोट कर लो, हाथों हाथ नोट इट डाउन इन योर नोटबुक, राइट? So the dry air contains what? 78% of nitrogen, 20.9% or 21% of oxygen, and 0.97% of other gases, right? Primary pollutants, we have already discussed all these, like particulate matter, oxides of carbon, hydrocarbons, sulfur dioxide, nitrous dioxide, chlorofluorocarbons, greenhouse gases, etc., right? And the secondary pollutants are sulfur dioxide, smoke formation, and acid rain. Acid rain is the combination of sulfur oxide and nitrogen oxide. Okay, simple ये हम already कर चुके हैं. Anything not understood in this particular thing? Should I move forward, everyone? Oh my God, Preeti, that's so sweet of you. Thank you so much. Yes, right. Now, the second one is the water pollution, right? So please concentrate. Water pollution, we have two types of pollution in this: point source solution and non-point source solution. Now, understand this. Point source solution means I know actually from where the water is contaminated. What is water pollution? Water pollution means some artificial things are introduced into the water which makes it polluted, and you cannot use it for purposes like agriculture or you can say drinking or domestic use. You cannot use because it is highly toxic, right? So if you enter those pollutants into the water, it becomes a polluted water. You cannot use it. So there are two types of that pollutants, that is point source and non-point source. Point source means when you actually know that from which particular source the water is contaminated, right? So that is industrial water waste and hot water. So all the industrial water waste, whenever it is dumped into a river or a water body, you can actually see it, or you can make a research out of it, and you can actually know that from where this particular chemicals are introduced in the water bodies. Yes. Okay, Sampurna, just give me 1 second, okay? Hey, Sripanna. Hey, yes. And hot water. Certain industries introduce hot water, which is more than 15 degrees centigrade, into the normal water bodies, which changes the temperature of the water, and ultimately aquatic animals die because they are not used to such high temperatures waters, right? So understand these two are point source solution, where I can actually know where the water pollution has started, or what is the main reason, what is the main source. Whereas non-point source means I don't know how the water is, you can say, contaminated. Municipal waste, there are a lot of municipal areas in the whole country, so exactly which municipal waste was dumped, we cannot assume that. Second, surface runoff. Yes, during, you can say, floods, and during, you can say, soil erosion, the upper layer of the soil is runoff, right? And the upper layer of soil does not only contain soil, it also contains certain contaminated things like pesticides, insecticides, certain kinds of plastics, industrial waste, etc. And that is taken with the water or with the rain, with the soil erosion to the bodies, to the river bodies, right? And thus contaminating it. So you might not know that exactly at which, from which area all these things came. And the last is oil spills. Okay, how many of you don't know what is oil spills? Yes, Vestige, Deepak. Yes, I have a paid course for commerce as well as paper one, but I don't teach practical topics like legal aspects. Sorry, I don't teach practical topics like statistics, logical reasoning, mathematical reasoning, and data interpretation. Okay, done with this. Did you understand the point source solution and non-point source solution? Everyone, quickly. Right. The next is oil spills. How many of you know what is oil spill? Anybody who knows what is oil spill? Anybody? Okay, Bhavna, what is oil spill? Actually, it is, you can say online, but you can actually watch the recorded, Deepak. You can watch recorded. That facility is available on an academy. Even all the previous batches also you can attend. Yes, petroleum leaks, right? Of course, when petrol, or you can say crude oil or diesel, is transferred from one country to another, and during that transfer in the sea or in the ocean, there is a leakage of oil, that is called oil spills. What exactly happens is it creates a layer above the sea, right? And thus reducing the oxygen intake, right? So all the aquatic animals will suffer. Simple. Yes, yes, you guys are aware of this. No issues. And really sorry. Sampurna asked about, you can say, the secondary pollutants. Okay, secondary pollutant means which are not single pollutants, they are mixed, right? For example, acid rain. Acid rain is a combination of two gases, that is sulfur oxide and nitrogen oxide. When these two mix up, acid rain forms, right? Smog means smoke plus fog. Sulfur trioxide, that is sulfur plus trioxide. So understand, when various gases are mixed together and then it pollutes the environment or it pollutes the air, then it becomes secondary pollution. Did you understand now? These are all single gases. These are all single gases. The particulate matter, oxides of carbon, whereas these are combination of various gases. Okay. Yes. Okay. Now moving towards, this was water pollution. Okay, so I'll just show you the entire chart. Okay, so see, this is the entire chart. Fine. So we have actually completed the air pollution and the water pollution. Now let us jump to soil pollution. Okay, now let us understand what is soil pollution. Soil pollution is when you contaminate the mother nature or the earth, right? And on the soil you put certain things which are not decomposed very easily, right? It takes a very long period to decompose, or else it reduces the quality or the nutrition of the soil, right? Great, Sampurna. Okay, so it can be industrial waste. Yes, it can be dumps. It can be various industrial waste like waste, like plastics, right? Like oil, any other things, grease, etc. Urban waste. Yes, in urban countries we use a lot of things like we use biscuits, we use chips, we use chocolates, we use various packed items, right? And from that packed items a large quantity of plastic waste is produced. that is actually you can say left out on the soil, right? This actually contaminates the soil. Radioactive waste, yes, what is radioactive waste? That is, you can say, when you use uranium to produce radioactive, right, a chain reaction, and that also produces certain kind of waste. Agriculture particles, what are agriculture particles? When you are doing an agriculture activity, these are things which you are going to use, which will ultimately harm the soil. That can be fertilizers, pesticides, farm waste, soil conditioners, chemical agents, etc. All these, when they are used, they have a harmful effect on the soil. And the last is chemical and metallic pollution. When you decompose, when you try to actually decompose, or you throw away various metals, right, which doesn't decompose very easily. So these are the things which actually contaminate the soil, and it actually reduces the quantity or the nutritions in the soil. Okay, thank you, Sampurn. That is so sweet to say that, and I don't know why out of the blue you said that, but thank you so much. Yes, shall we move forward? Okay, now let's move on to noise pollution. Okay, noise pollution means when you are producing such noises or such sounds which are irritable to the ears, right? This will ultimately cause you can say deafness. You can be deaf, right? So what are those reasons for the noise pollution? That is industries, yes, heavy industries like printing industry. Oh my god, that's so sweet. That's really so sweet. Thank you so much, Sampun. Thank you. Really, thank you. Okay, so all the industries, yes, the industries produce certain kinds of sounds, especially the printing industries, right? And various other industries where crushing takes place, or where you can say cutting of certain things takes place. There is very heavy noise pollution. The next is vehicles, honking horns, right? You start honking the horns. Then that sound amplifiers, yes, during various seasons, like there's a marriage season in India, or there are Diwali or certain other festivals where heavy DJ systems are used, right? Amplifiers are used, and there is a very heavy sound at that particular area. Crackers, firecrackers, passages, aircrafts, and jet. Actually, the aircraft, it produces enormous number of sound, right? A lot number of sound. So these are the basic pollutants for noise pollution. These are the major reasons for noise pollution, right? Now, these are the permissible sound limits, understand. And to understand what is how a decibel sound like, these are the examples. If you whisper, right, speak very softly in somebody's ears, right, it is around 30 decibels. If you normally talk, I am actually not normally talking, I'm actually screaming, you can say. So I am around like 65, right? So normal talk would be like 60 decibels. Then loud singing would be 75. Automobile would be 80, and the jet plane produces 130 decibels. A normal person can, you can say, has a limit of hearing like 100 to 120 decibels. After reaching a particular point, a person can get deaf, right? Because we have you can say, in Hindi it is said kaan ka parda, right? We have a layer, right? And that you can say is smashed. Fine, that is smashed. So that is the reason what happens is we can become deaf, right? Hey, Manzoor, how are you? Right. So these are the permissible sound. You can say decibels, right? Which actually you can produce. You cannot produce more than this. So in industries, for day it is 75, for night it is 65. Near commercial places it is 65 and 55. Near residential areas it's more or less like 50 and 45. And in silent zone, what would be a silent zone? It would be hospitals, it would be critical areas, right? That would be day at 50 and night at 40. Done? Any doubts in this? Did you understand what is noise pollution, what is soil pollution, what is water pollution, and what is air pollution? Great. Okay, now moving towards the next one is we have radioactive pollution, right? We have already understood what is radioactive. You can produce, you can say, atom energy, right? From what? From natural sources like uranium, right? We have already understood that. In energy resources, we have understood the uranium. You can actually produce a chain reaction through it. Fine. So radioactive pollution is naturally produced, like we have natural sources and we have man-made sources, right? So that is anthropogenic. Please remember, man-made activities, all the things done by human are called anthropogenic activities. Okay, this is asked is one of is this was asked in one of the previous years, that what do you mean by anthropogenic activities? All the activities made by human or mankind is known as anthropogenic activities. Okay, hey Lalit, how are you? Fine. So now the various natural sources, see it totally in the right corner. Okay, I can see one thing, that I might be coming in the middle. Just give me 1 second. Okay, now I think it would be better. Yes, now I think you would be able to see it properly. Fine. So natural sources, what are the natural sources? The solar rays, they have certain radioactive elements. They have ultraviolet rays, right? So they actually produce certain, till only a small till a small percentage, but yes, still they produce radioactive pollution. Environmental radiation, there is a normal natural environmental radiation taking place at various places on earth. So that is also one of the possibility. Radionuclides on the earth crust, right? Uranium is produced, right? Thorium is produced, potassium is produced out of the earth crust. So that is also one of the ways that radioactive pollution is taking place. Naturally, these are the three ways how radioactive pollution takes place naturally. But man-made activities are, you can say, use of nuclear energy for electricity purposes, X-rays, that also produces various radiations which are very problematic, right, etc. Done. Any doubts in air pollution, water pollution, sound pollution, noise pollution, radioactive pollution? We have actually understood that what are the various sources of these type of pollution and what are the meaning of these kind of pollution. Right now, in the next chart, what we are going to discuss is, we are going to discuss the same thing: air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, noise pollution, radioactive pollution, but its impact on human health, on plants, on animals, on aquatic animals, right? So that is asked in your examination certain times. So that is what we are going to discuss. Okay, I'm really sorry. Okay, I'm really sorry for this. Just give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second. My system is a bit slow. I'm really sorry. Okay, now you are able to see this. Everybody, yes. So yes, of course, air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, noise pollution, and now we are going to just understand the effects, right? Okay, let me shift this at that side so that you guys can see. Okay, now, yes. Now, please see this. Air pollution has effects on plants, and of course on humans. We have understood in simple way, like in the previous session, particulate matter, right, and carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide. These all basically has made basically produce a lot of problem on your, you can say, throat area, nostril area, right. They produce cardiovascular diseases, right. They can also produce certain types of cancers, right. We have done this. No, I'm really sorry, amazing study, it's not available. Okay, so it's just for the reference. Okay, now on plants what happens, and on animals what happens, and on humans what happens, let us see, right. On plants, sulfur dioxide, because it produces acid rain, it produces pH level, the acidic level of the plants, and ultimately the plants die. Nitrogen oxide, it more acidic rain, of course acid, it has an effect on the growth of plant. Hydrocarbons as methane and ethane reduces growth in plants and fruit. Now you don't have to actually memorize each and everything, but just take a small glimpse that okay, due to air pollution, many of the plants die, they don't grow properly, they have a lot of problems in growing, and sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, and hydrocarbons are the main reasons. You just have to remember that much. Okay, now after that, okay, yes, on animals, it has the radioactive sorry, the radioactive substances can be very problematic, and of course it will affect the nostril area of the animals. And humans, we can have lung cancer, we can have sore throat, we can have eye irritation, we can have general ill health, etc. All these problems will be increased. Yes. Okay, I just need to plug in the charger. I'm really sorry because the charging has gone. Okay, give me 1 minute. Okay, till then you just read it, that what happens due to air pollution. Okay, really sorry everyone. Fine. Now the second one is we have water pollution, as we have understood. Okay, so water pollution, what it has on plants, because water is polluted, the toxic ingredients may okay, it's on aquatic animals, I'm really sorry, you just have to cut it out. It is aquatic animals, and this is on plants. Okay, so I'm really sorry, this we need to change. Fine. So okay, this should be on animals. Fine. Now so toxic ingredients may injure the gills. Okay, what do you mean by gills, everyone? If you remember, gills means the you can say the area from which fish breathes, right. So aquatic animals breathe through their gills. Fine. So due to toxic ingredients available in the water, the animals, they cannot breathe. The aquatic animals, the water animals I'm talking about, birds are killed when feed on fishes. Of course, if those fishes are eaten by birds, birds may die, they can get various kinds of diseases, and the water's pH level is absolutely increases, it becomes more acidic in nature. Done. Very simple, very logical actually, right. And on plants, there is a yellowish coloration of the plants, right, all the leaves, right, and food grains, foods, and other edible parts of the plants get polluted, and if you eat that food, fruits, that vegetables, you might also get sick. Simple, right. And on humans, what happened, of course these are all water body diseases. Please understand, in one of the previous year questions this was asked, they gave you a number of diseases and asked which was not because of water pollution, right. So sometimes you might just need to remember all the pollutions which are caused due to water, or which are caused due to air, or which are caused due to soil pollution. Okay, so it can be cholera, typhoid, diarrhea, jaundice, skin diseases, right, etc. Okay, shall I move forward, everyone? Okay, now moving towards soil pollution, right? So, what exactly soil does, right? Of course, if you have soil pollution, it has the biggest impact on soil, right? Heavy metal content on the soil, fall of water level. Of course, there is no water retention capacity in the soil. The soil cannot hold the nutrients, or the soil cannot hold the water for a longer period of time. There is no moisture in the soil left, right? Land productivity and fertility decreases, of course, because there are no nutrients left. It is all chemical. Reduction of water holding capacity of the soil. This all happens due to the soil pollution. And in such soil, if you produce something, if you cultivate something, ultimately whatever you are going to produce will have certain some or the other effect on the plants as well, right? So on soil, these are the things which will be affected if you have soil pollution, right? So of course, heavy metal content in the soil, and water retention capacity is reduced. It becomes very dry, it loses its moisture, it loses its nutrients. Yes. Now the next one is noise pollution. Noise pollution, the biggest you can say victim of noise pollutions are human themselves and animals, right? So noise pollution has a big impact on humans, right? Contraction of blood vessels. Yes, you can have a low bp or a high bp, then you can your skin can go pale, you can have increase in blood pressure, nervous breakdown. Yes, due to sudden increase in voice, or due to a sudden you can say a blast in voice, you might have a nervous breakdown. Nervous breakdown means nothing is left, all your nervous system, all the nervous system has stopped working, and it is a very bad condition, right? So you might go into coma as well. Tension, insanity. Insanity means you might go out of your senses, you might become mental. Permanent damage of hearing, headache, nausea, and fatigue. These are all the things will happen to humans if you have a lot of noise pollution, or you live in an area where there is heavy voices or heavy sounds taking place. Yes. Simple. The last but not the least is radioactive pollution. Whenever you are facing any radioactive pollution, this you might you can say feel, or this you might what do you say experience. Increase in the rate of mutation on plants and animals. Yes, there is a very heavy radioactive elements going on even in plants and in animals, and substances are easily absorbed by living organism. So all the living things like the plants and the animals, if they eat all those things, right, if they absorb all those things, these are easily absorbed by plants, right? And then it can be very poisonous. The soil can be poisonous, the air can be poisonous, the grasses, vegetables, fruits, that can be poisonous and can even cause certain type of cancer in humans, right? So what we have done today, we have done two things. That is what is pollution, what are the various types of pollution, and impacts of pollution on human health, or on plants, or on soil. And I hope it is very clear. It was just, you can say, we did a detailed study. I cannot say we did not did a detailed study. We did a detailed study, but of course we have taken an overview also So, any doubts from your side? Any things you guys want to ask? Okay, yes. So, fine. I think then we can end the session if there is any no problem then. So we have done this two charts, right? I've prepared this chart in the last year, right? And there's of course no change, so no change to be introduced. But yes, this is a very good way to revise when you have just one day left and you have a lot of information to cover. So these charts will be really helpful because it will save you a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of you can say energy. Question Sampurna, I'm really sorry because I had a lot of going on and there was no internet connection for 3 4 days, so I could not do any work, and I'm back on track since yesterday. So since today actually, right? So I'm really sorry I could not bring any of them excuse. I'm really sorry. You're welcome, Tirath. You're welcome, Bhavna. Okay, so yes, thank you so much. I had a very great and awesome session, and thanks to you guys, right? And of course, I'll just share the whole schedule as soon as possible for the next month as well, so guys, so that you guys can see. Okay, yes. Bye everyone. Take care. Thank you so much, Sampurna. You guys also stay home, stay safe, and if there is any problem, please do let me know. I'll try to help you out. Bye bye. Take care.